All right, y'all. Y'all know I came up with that after the election, hashtag Trump Lives Matter. Damn it, Shelley, roll it again. Now, Donald Trump and Republicans yesterday celebrated the passing of the tax reform bill. Oh, I tell you, I swear it was like, it was ridiculous seeing Donald Trump literally get a lap dance from Republicans yesterday. And they were just, they had of course the meeting, and he was just sitting there. Oh my God, you're just great. You're just wonderful. Like you're just, oh my God, you're just unbelievable.
Thank you.
These were grown people, y'all, who were doing all of that. Then they had this news conference in the Rose Garden. Same thing. Tim Scott to his left. Tim, you're supposed to come on the show this final week, brother. You're supposed to text me back, and you didn't. I ain't forgot that. So this is them yesterday, y'all. And so you see Mike Pence. I mean, they just all praised him like all praises to Allah play.
You are so terrible.
I hate to say this, but we essentially repealed Obamacare because we got rid of the individual mandate, which was terrible. And that was a primary source of funding of Obama.
Okay, y'all, he also said yesterday that this was the biggest, most massive tax cut in history. That's a lie. It's a lie. The tax cut, John F. Kennedy, that actually was bigger. The Reagan tax cut was actually bigger. So Trump ends 2017 doing what he did in 2016, lying. That's pretty much what we have here. The tax bill, folks, did not repeal the Affordable Care Act. Another lie. That's something Republicans repeatedly have failed to do. Go back to our panel. Joining us, Greg Carr. Of course, he is the chair, Afro-American Studies at Howard University. Tiffany Lofton, of course, labor, human rights organizer. Greg, I'll start with you. Again, Republicans are just so happy, so elated with this bill. You go through this. We talked about it yesterday. It's going to screw so many people. And all these little people in the little red hats are just like, yay, and I'm going, you know it wasn't for you.
Utterly absurd, Roland. Again, what will happen next month when they tune in to look for News One now and it's not here, and the people in Alabama figure out that they didn't renew CHIP, which means all these kids in Alabama don't have health insurance? What's going to happen in February and March when they realize they're looking for News One now, and what they see instead is that the people in the Senate enriched themselves, except the top three, the most wealthy senators did not. That means from Virginia, Mark Warner didn't, Barbara Feinstein, they voted against their interests. But I tell you what, man, I wish Tim Scott would come on here. He probably dodged you because he can't explain it. What a human prop he was yesterday. A magnificent man that got choked up as he swore fealty to his master. The only person who did better than that, I would say, in conclusion, was smiling Mike Pence. I've never seen anything like that in my life, brother. And the shot that they had over his head while Trump is sitting here like this, and he praised him, what, every 12 seconds or something?
He probably
like
said,
that?
thank you so much, and please, and thank you so much.
It was absurd.
About 30, 40 times.
Utterly absurd.
It was almost like he didn't have a script, but he was instructed to say, thank the president, and that's all you need to do. And it was absurd and embarrassing to see the Congress member Tim Scott from South Carolina, Republican, who has not been on your show, stand up there in a sea of white, proud as ever, to say that he is on the right side of history of a bill being passed. And the absurdity of people who live in his community, who are below the poverty level, who are low income, who are middle class, who are going to be devastated by this bill that just passed, are not going to have health care. Taxes are going to go to the 1%, and they're going to make sure that they also do not have, in 10 years, enough money to be able to live and have a sustainable wage and a job with dignity. It's embarrassing.
Scott, they are going to, first of all, again, not to consider Tim Scott, but he represents South Carolina, one of the brokest states in the union. Yeah. A majority of their budget derives income from the federal government.
Oh, no doubt about it. Those top 10 states are red states in the South, and they get more entitlements than anybody else. But this is even more absurd. Think about it. You have a president that won't release his taxes. He's valued or believed to have about $3 billion in assets.
And saying he's going to lose millions with this bill.
And he's going to lose millions. He has not put any of his assets in a blind trust, which means his sons and family are running those trusts and those interests. And know this, because when he says he's going to lose money, that is a flat-out lie, because the 20% tax cut...
Hold on, what is that?
A flat-out lie.
Shelley, hit play.
Let me finish my...
Scott, finish your point.
We know it's a flat out. We know it's a flat out lie because these real estate holdings are pass-through companies, and it's a 20% cut on pass-through companies. So we don't know his taxes, and we know he's going to get a big break, at least 20%, especially when he leaves the White House, even though he doesn't have his companies in a blind trust.
Monet, they already are saying, oh, we about to cut welfare. We about to make folks who get Medicaid, y'all going to have to go get a job. We about to see this slash all of this. The folks in Colorado are warning women who are due to have babies in February. CHIP not going to cover y'all.
We don't have a president, so the amount of time that people spend trying to figure out ways to control that man are ridiculous wastes of time. We are headless as a country. He is unfit. He is unbalanced. And this country is being run by some power-grabbing evil people, actually, in that building right back there in Congress, because they are willing to continue to side with, and as you saw yesterday, literally like kiss the face of this man in order to get their own agenda passed, an agenda that takes money out of poor people's hands, puts it into the wealthy, an agenda that keeps us from having health insurance, keeps the country sick, an agenda that takes money out of education. I mean, this is what we have, an agenda that puts people in the Supreme Court forever who are going to ratify their decisions. So when I'm going to say voting matters, because I say it almost every show, this is why the vote matters, people. This is why the vote matters, because we end up in a posture like this where Senator McConnell, you know, stole a Supreme Court justice nominee. I mean, stole a position.
And is holding Alabama hostage.
Yeah,
Right.
and now we've got taxes, and they will find a way to erode what's left of Obamacare. It has nothing to do with this president.
Well,
they will keep his crazy self in there however long they have to push their agenda.
Of course, but where are the fiscal hawks? They're blowing a $1.5 trillion hole in the deficit. That's a lot of money. And they're going to say, well, economic growth is going to cover that and we're going to get the economy going. I'll be honest with you. This economy is going pretty well right now. Corporations are wealthy and have lots of cash.
Hey, Trump, thank Obama for that.
Exactly.
Thank Obama for that, because if those policies were not put in place in 2010, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, you would not have the economy you have right now. Thank the black man.
And unemployment is down. And so now you're doing this tax cut. It makes no sense.
Final comment.
We know that's a lie, brother. We know because we know.
Hold up.
A lie.
It's a what?
It's a lie.
Shelley, press play.
Oh, you're talking about Trump.
Yeah. Well. Yes, sir.
Rick.
Not just Trump. Bob Corker got paid yesterday. Steve Mnuchin and Cohn, who worked for Goldman Sachs, even Goldman says it's not going to be a profit. But more importantly, look at on the other end of the spectrum, all the folks who get these donations. People get donating to nonprofits. If you take the exemption now, people may stop giving to these nonprofits. So folks out there who are counting on end of the year donations, please understand this tax bill may hit you as well.
All right then. All right, folks. So we got, because actually, you know what I was thinking after I listened to all them sitting here just praising Trump. I swore I was going to hear that James Brown song, "Shake That Money Maker, Shake That Money Maker." Because that's what they were essentially doing yesterday. I mean, it was really embarrassing to watch grown people just do. Man, come on.
I think they were just happy to pass something. And that's really what the adulation was.
Shake your money maker. All right, I got to go to my next story, my next segment. But since it's our last show, Shelley, one more time. Hit it.